Tonight we saw Saquon Barkley go down with a very bad looking right leg injury, and this injury was so severe that it required a lot of assistance to be carried off of the field. As of right now, we don't know the exact injury that Barkley is dealing with. However, it was reported that he was getting some ankle taping on the bench. However, he was still walking with a noticeable limp. Due to the anatomy of the ankle, there are several different types of ankle injuries that someone can suffer when their leg gets tangled up like that. And since some people may not be too familiar with that, I'm going to go ahead and focus on that with this video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Gallo, and I'm a doctor of physical therapy. With my channel, I take a look at sports injuries and I explain them so that they're a little bit easier to understand. Also, when we know the exact injury, I go over the exact timetable to return, as well as what that person should expect when they come to physical therapy. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more of it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because I will be making more videos in the future regarding sports injuries, rehabilitation, and other physical therapy related content. Also, if you have any comments or questions, please leave those in the comment section below. Now we can see here that as Barkley is being tackled, we see that that right leg just gets tangled up as he's being brought down to the ground. So here I have a model of the foot and ankle. And so basically the ankle joint is formed by two long bones that are going to come down and form the top of the ankle. The first one is going to be the tibia bone, which is often associated with as being the shin bone. That's going to come down and form the inside, also known as the medial malleolus portion of the ankle. Towards the outside of the ankle, we have the fibula bone that's going to come down and form the outside, also known as the lateral malleolus of the ankle. And finally, as we look inside of the ankle joint here, the bone that forms the bottom piece is known as the talus bone. All three of these bones together form up what we know as the ankle joint. We have some very important ligaments that contribute to overall ankle stability. First, let's go over the ligaments that are located on the outside portion of the ankle. We have our anterior talofibular ligament, and so that is going to go right in through here. It's also known as the ATFL for short. Then as we go towards the side here, we have the CFL, which is the calcaneofibular ligament. And finally, as we go towards the back piece here, we have the PTFL, known as the posterior talofibular ligament. All three of these ligaments are going to check the motion known as inversion, where it's just that classic ankle sprain where that foot is diving in. Anytime a person is going to be in that position, those ligaments are stressed. Now let's look at the ligaments on the medial or the inside portion of the ankle here. They are a group of ligaments known as the deltoid ligament, and they are going to check the opposite motion of inversion known as eversion, where the person's foot is going to be coming outward like this. This is also a way that a person can sprain the ankle. It's less common than those typical inversion ankle sprains. However, it does happen. Then as we move above the ankle, we have some ligaments that are also very important when it comes to overall lower leg stability. The first one is located right in through here, and this is known as the anterior tibiofibular ligament. Anterior meaning it's on the front of the leg, and tibiofibular because it's going to basically attach the tibia and the fibula together. Then as we look on the back portion of the model here, there is our posterior tibiofibular ligament. This is because posterior means it's on the back of the leg. Once again, tibiofibular meaning that it's going to attach the tibia and fibula together. These two ligaments can be implicated in something known as a high ankle sprain, and we call this a high ankle sprain because they are not in the actual ankle joint themselves. They are a little bit above, but anytime these ligaments are implicated is when a person is going to have their foot planted and there is a twisting motion going through the upper leg. And you can see kind of right here, as I do that, those bones are separating and it's causing a shearing force to essentially separate the bones. As of right now, we don't know exactly what ankle ligaments are being affected here. We only know based on the video that it seems a defender comes in and is going to put known as a valgus force coming through that ankle. So if that ankle was planted into the turf and that defender is coming through, that puts them in more of that eversion position. So it puts him at risk for some strain to the deltoid ligament. Also, if it's planted and we're getting a little bit of rotational component, that can put him at risk for a high ankle sprain affecting one of those two ligaments and or both. A person can, of course, be at risk for any sort of fracture in the ankle, and usually these are classified as malleolar fractures because they're going to affect either the medial or the lateral malleolus. And so when a person goes through eversion, they're getting excessive stretching of the medial malleolus and they're getting compression of the lateral malleolus. So both are at risk for a fracture here. If it's bad enough, it can essentially dislocate the talus from the ankle joint. The fact that he was getting taped up on the bench, I don't think that this is the case, but he's going to have some advanced imaging to essentially rule these out. One other thing I think is worth noting here is that as he's being brought down into the turf, it also looks like he's getting a valgus force coming through the knee. Basically, the force is coming from the outside in. This can greatly stress one structure known as the MCL, or the medial collateral ligament, located on the inside portion of the knee. Where it becomes concerning is if a person is dealing with something known as a dynamic knee valgus, where they're getting a rotational component. Anytime a person gets that sort of force, this can also stress the medial meniscus as well as the ACL. We know that given Saquon's background, having knee injuries, specifically the ACL, we really hope that this is not the case, but it doesn't seem like anybody is reporting on this as of right now. This looks like it's going to be along the lines of a high ankle sprain. This is because we get these a lot with these running backs, where the rotational component is going through that lower leg and it's just essentially stressing those ligaments right above the ankle. But once again, I don't know exactly what's going on with him, so as soon as I find out, I'll be sure to update everybody in the comment section. Also, if you happen to hear anything, please feel free to update me as well. And that's it as of right now regarding Saquon Barkley's most recent leg injury. It literally just happened. I wanted to get this video up because there are some possibilities. Once again, if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more of it, go ahead and feel free to subscribe to the channel because I will be making more of these in the future. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.